Yes, you've got it right. This is black coffee with a side of tea. Here we are, airing every Thursday at 8 p.m. Zoey Raz, Tea Baby, and Divine Feminine Energy. Yes, we are. Looking forward to interacting with many. Tune in to Black Coffee with a side of tea.
Me. Don't fuck with my kids. That's like off limits. Not even a little bit. And if you do, you will.
If control and manipulation are in your bag, you haven't been shopping in God's store. If quiet condescension is your go-to for a giggle, you're letting pain and fear lead you.
Welcome to Black Coffee with a Side of Tea. I think there's a very broad range with those moods. Start off with let's start off with Zoe's for this particular week. Um, she said don't fuck with her kids. Point blank and motherfucker period. She said don't fuck with her kids. Because it's gonna be a problem if you do. I think that's every mother though. If you ever no, let me back up. That's majority of the mothers, because not every mother is the same. Not every mother is the same. It's the majority of them. But I know us three ladies don't fuck with our kids. Then you're gonna see a different side. Then let's talk about divines, because 2024 is ringing already. It started ringing last month for the reality. And then we just had a portal on the 11th. We had a new moon on the 13th. And if you've been asleep, I bet you woke now. I bet you woke now. And then for mine, it's very telling. Like she basically said, when you using those manipulation and control and condescending, you ain't shopping in God's store, because he gives grace, he gives peace, and he gives mercy that's everlasting. So let's do our sister checking in. I'm going to bring in my ladies. Ladies, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
See, baby, you started out with it today.
Okay. Hey,
I loved it.
It's still so. I don't know if you ladies have felt it. I know I definitely have. Like I've been tired beyond my normal tiredness. Mm-hmm. So there was definitely a level of ascension, spiritual awakening, new senses, new had conversations with my cousin, and she had a new spiritual gift in her dreams. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, just being present in the moment and paying attention to things that are going on around you, inside of you, internally, and just those silent whispers, in your own silence, you hear stuff that you probably normally wouldn't have heard before now.
Right.
So,
this is
I know
true.
me and Divine had that conversation this week. So I was like,
mine, mine came from despite the year not being over, it's never too late to set goals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I'm gearing up for 2024. I'm checking off the things I accomplished for 2023 and the things I didn't. I'm revamping my goals for the next year, and I'm getting ready to do me another vision board. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
I think it's important.
I know I do believe that's important as well. I love doing vision boards, but I
Mhm.
didn't do one for 2023.
Mm,
But I did write a 300 list of goals that I wanted to accomplish for
okay.
this year. And so maybe like a month, I think I told y'all like a month ago, I found it and I started crossing them out. And it was a lot of them, but I still had a lot to go. So I've been doing more. So I'm gonna just go recheck it. But hopefully in 2024, I can be more consistent. Like, yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
consistent now, but I want to be more consistent and continue to be intentional with the decisions that I make.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's important. Because if we're not consistent with ourselves, we definitely can't have that expectation of other people,
Right,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, I want to commit to more acts of kindness. I just want to commit to that, um, and I want to give more of my time to people who can use what I have,
Absolutely.
whether it be computer skills, the way that I have to speak and motivate other people, my resume writing skills, however I can be of service to others. That is my focus for 2024. And I feel
Absolutely.
like when I service others, I'll feel that in return. The universe will return that to me. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to do the full 365 days. It doesn't have to be anything major. Maybe the person in front of me a cup of coffee, or maybe
Mhm.
teacher at the
And
school bring her a coffee or a snack for breakfast. Just something small every day, little small acts of kindness.
absolutely. That's all it takes. That's
Yeah.
all it takes is one. That's the reason that I love to volunteer. Like on Saturday, I'm volunteering with my favorite cousin, one of my favorite cousins,
Right.
JL, who was here as our first guest. I'm volunteering with him for his youth empowerment summit, and I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
really excited. This is his third one, so I'm excited to see the youth and see how they're so innovative. They make us think. They make us look at stuff a different way because they have more resources than we had when we were younger. So I'm really
Hmm.
excited about,
mhm.
having an opportunity to volunteer. And he asked me to be a judge. So I was like, oh, okay,
Okay, check you
Okay,
out.
okay, okay.
Right.
Be unbiased now. My queen friend cannot win if she don't have the best.
I'm
But I
not
know
gonna be
she gonna be
biased.
there. I
I'm
know
just
she gonna be there.
going to listen to everybody's pitch because they have to actually make a pitch. So I'm going to listen to everybody's pitch and how they worked on their pitch and how they worked on the business plan because he goes through the whole thing. He asked me. The one thing I can say about him is like when he asks you to do something, the way he acts. Are you can you commit is so I'm gonna start
Absolutely.
asking
Right.
people. I'm gonna start
That's a
asking
good
people, can you
question.
commit to a
That's a
portion of it?
that's a
Or you
serious question. That's a
or you can
serious
you commit to
question.
Because
the whole situation? And so when he
some
asked me
people
that,
don't.
huh?
No, some people agree to committing, but then don't follow through with committing.
That's very true.
So
That's
can you
very
commit?
true.
That's a very, very realistic question to ask. I like
Absolutely.
that. Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
that means
some
you
people
value a
say, "Oh
person's
yeah, I can
time.
do it. I can do it." And then when it's time to actually do it, is, "Oh, but I have to leave at this time. I have to leave early," or you know what I mean. So
Not even I have to leave early. Don't even show up.
that too.
Right.
And it's really
Exactly.
hard to pinpoint if a person will do that. So I think I'm gonna move forward with asking that type of question
Right
from
from
this
now
moment.
on, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what when I read it, it just kind of like it was very profound. And I was like, well, dang, that's a new way of asking somebody how much time can you commit? Basically, can you commit to
exactly.
just a session or can you commit to the full scope of things? Because we know time is, you can't get time back.
No.
It's
Yeah.
valuable. And everybody, some people don't want you to take up all their time. They might not want to say it in a nasty way or even in a nice way. They feel afraid to say, well, I can commit to this time. And then there are the people who just be like, I'm coming. I told you I was coming, and when I come, you just be glad to get me.
But then you have the people pleasers, the want to do everything and then commit to everything and then can't follow through on
They
anything because
overwhelmed.
they're overbooked.
Right,
They
right.
overwhelmed.
You follow through with
They
one
become
thing.
overwhelmed, and they overcommitted to
Right.
the whole
So
situation. I'm guilty of that. Trying to be like
I
12 places
stopped
at
doing
one
that.
time.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
do that. I can't do that. I've learned that I wear myself thin and something falls short. So
absolutely.
if I continue to extend my hand somewhere, and at some point something is not going to be the way it needs to be.
Yeah,
Right.
you're not gonna have no time for yourself if you think
No.
about it. By the time you get to the stuff that you really needed to do for you, you tired and you don't have the energy, and then it becomes lacking. So
Yeah, I haven't filled myself up.
can't pour from an empty cup.
Yep, that's true.
Can't pour from an empty cup. So I have, as you always know, ladies, story. I'll be out there scouring the internet for the stories and the juicy
Girl.
stuff and the crazy antic things that the internet is so gracious of giving us.
So I have to add this sidebar because I haven't been on social media in a little bit, not
Okay.
as much as I have been. My phone was messed up, y'all.
Oh
But
Lord.
I got my phone back and I was all over Instagram. I'm sitting on the phone like, how do these people live in this world? What world are these people living in? Because it's a mess
It's
on
a mess.
social
It's a lot of
media.
so if you think about it, when I talked about the veil, I talked about the portal.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a split. And not to go into too great of detail, I'll let you ladies do your own research on that. But we're kind of in a split.
Okay.
So we live in a 3D, aka 5D. So we know there's levels and dimensions. So when we dream, we go to another dimensions and other levels of things. So we're in a split. So there's some people um, that might not make it to 5D. They're literally going to be in the 3D. That's where they're going to be
Interesting.
destined
They're
to be.
gonna be stuck in that world.
They're going to be stuck. And then there's other people who are going to elevate
Hmm.
into the 5D, especially for conscious wise. Um, and I want to tell you. So Jade be blowing up my inbox. Let me
I
tell
know.
you,
I love
Jade be
Jade.
sending
I
me
love
stuff
Jade.
that I don't even see. I say, Jade, wait a minute, you be sending me stuff and it be like,
Real mind
it
blowing
make you
stuff.
go,
I know. I know.
And when she sent it to me, I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, Jay. She said
I
every
like
time I
it.
see something, I think about you, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And you just never know how much of a profound effect you have on people, and just one encounter or one thing you said to
Mhm.
them to make them think and look at stuff differently. I think that's what I've been these last couple of years is that I've been paying attention of the impact that I have on people's lives and how I show up and making sure that when I do show up, that I show up as me. Because I
Yep.
have in the past decided to show up as another version of me, kind of like masking
Mhm.
who I am. And I'm deciding not to do that anymore because it's very exhausting. And people either gonna like you or they not. And so one thing I learned with this particular situation of the ascension and going through all of that is you start to understand why you're here and part of your purpose. So Jay was just like ding ding ding. She was sending me all kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yes,
it was
Jade always comes. She always comes with it, and
she
she make you think. The stuff that she send you, it really makes you think.
absolutely. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So let's take a break and we're gonna come back with these stories, honey. The stories. As always, it's always they the first I'm gonna start off good. That way when we get to the other stuff, y'all can be processing them
Yeah,
at that point. Process. So let's take a commercial break, and we'll be back with the news stories for the week.
Hey, it's your girl Queen Danae. Thank you for 35,000 views on my music video BYOB featuring Big Yayo. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's keep them numbers going up, and make sure you set your notifications so you don't miss any of my new releases and my podcast, The Queen's Lounge. See you soon over on YouTube.
Oh yes, you've got it right. It's Queen Danae.
All right, we are back, and we, of course, gotta bring your own bottle.
I play that on every commercial, girl, because I be over here. All I need then is me a little liquor, honey. I be jamming every time. Be ready to be thinking, what did I pull me up in the thing before?
Right, exactly. Am I parched? I bring my own bottle.
Well, I need it
really quick tonight.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shout out to Queen Danae. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So the first news story that I want to talk about is it was nice. It was really nice, and it was very thought out. So I want to share it with you ladies. So let me share it. It has music to it, but I just want to see. I want you ladies to see what it shows. We don't have to worry about the music. I just want y'all to see what it is. So Jalen Hurt, he penned a love letter to Black women. Okay. And I was very, very I said, okay, he's paying attention. He knows that we are very resilient women. We dust ourselves off when adversity comes up in our life, and we keep going because we are kind of a lot of times the backbone of our families. Mm-hmm. And so when he penned this letter and I read it, I was like, I was so
not crying to the letter, T baby.
Yes, because it was. I mean, he didn't have to do it, and we know that a lot of times we get a lot of flack for being an African American, strong Black African American woman. They always think that we have an attitude. They always tell us we have a resting bitch face. You know, all this other stuff.
I definitely have one, and I embrace mine. And I was born with a natural veil of bitchness on my face. My mother had it, and it was passed down to her from my grandmother and from her mother before her. Yeah. And so, you know,
it's just nice not on you. It's in you, not on you, you know?
Right. My face is my face. Even my boss, she was like, you always look so serious. It's not that I'm serious. I just don't find a lot of things amusing. And even though I'm not of the physical collective of women who are before me, who have faced more difficult trials than I've had, I'm living in a present time of disrespect. I'm living in a time where men don't appreciate what women bring to the table a lot of times, and vice versa. Men and women are at war, especially Black men and women. And so, you know, it's a nice gesture, Jalen.
Queen today say LOL. I know that's right. That's my face. Yes. My face is my face. And that's
a generation of faces here. And so it need not to be plastic surgeonized or nothing. This what you gonna get, baby.
Wait a minute. You made up so Divine, you made up a new word like me.
And did. Yes.
Nothing don't need to be clipped, snipped, pulled, yanked, thrown up.
Don't touch it.
Moving down, plumped up, nothing. These lips are big like my ancestors. My nose is wide like my ancestors. My hair is big and curly like my ancestors. And my skin tone is what it is. And I'm comfortable in my skin. And it comes off as being arrogant. It comes off as, oh, you think you're too much. Absolutely, I'm too much. I'm too much to be disrespected. I won't stand
Right.
for it.
Come on.
I have achieved a lot in life. I have struggled and I have overcame a lot. And so
Right.
this is the result of that. And you can take it or you can leave it.
Period.
Right. And
Preferably leave it.
a lot of people don't have that mentality.
Yeah,
They
they don't.
don't.
It's sad, but they
And
don't.
it's very sad.
They're still seeking acceptance from people who have never accepted them and never will. They will put on that temporary attitude adjustment for the
Right.
sake of you being received well due to diversity and inclusion laws that we really
That part.
they're tearing that down as we speak. And
That's
so
right.
they've taken diversity and inclusion, the law itself, off the table, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to the job selection process. And so Black people have to wake up and realize that the system that they feel like they beat and the things our ancestors died and fought for, they're slowly
Exactly.
taking them right back away. If you have a felony, you can't vote. What does the fact that I got in trouble a long time ago have to do with my ability
has
to
a
make
lot
a
to do.
decision about what I want going on in my community? It has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah,
So
I feel like our people need to be more aware. Like
that part.
I know it was an era where they said we need to, Black people need to stay woke, you know, that whole phrase.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
still here.
people are
But
they might be woke, but they not paying attention.
they're not even awake.
That's a
That's what I'm
different.
telling you. They're
That's
asleep. We're
yeah.
living in a time of divide and conquer, and they're winning. They are winning. You
Definitely.
have
That's it.
Blacks that don't even acknowledge their Blackness because they feel like their ancestors come from a different hemisphere. Who cares what hemisphere it comes from? You're all African American. You are descendants of those who are native to Africa,
That's it.
which is
Saying
on
it
the
again.
continent of Asia. And
Right.
so you have to come to those terms of self-acceptance. And then you can't let somebody play you against your brother and your sister. You can't do that. When you are in a
That
room
part.
full of Blackness, you don't turn against Blackness for
Mm.
nothing. I don't care if the person right or wrong. You pick you pick sides when you walked in the room and you saw your people in there.
That's it.
And
That's
Muhammad
it.
Ali said it best. I'm never going to give you an opportunity to help me tear my people down. Your system has nothing to do with me. It's never been in the business of uplifting my people. It's only
Come
done nothing
on.
to tear down.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
That's
said,
it.
he
That's
said,
it.
Ma'am. Yes,
he said
ma'am.
That's it. But
he said, I don't participate in politics because the laws that you make don't service my
it
people.
don't serve
They're
us
not
at
for the
all.
benefit of my people.
They've always been written against us.
Always.
From the moment that they decided to write the Constitution, we weren't even at the table to write
No.
anything.
And so, I mean, you know, I love it though, Jalen. You know, that's a step in the right direction. And yeah, so acknowledge us, like Queen Danae said, acknowledge us publicly. But I would love for Black women to increase the acknowledgement of self. Please don't place
That
your worth on
part.
what somebody else brings to the table. Let's shut these women down that's out here making us look like fools. If you don't give them an outlet, they won't make any money. Oh, Sexy Red made a lip gloss line. If you suppress it and don't even worry about advertising and letting people know what she made, she'll never make $1. But the more you advertise and give it a streaming platform, the more foolishness they're going to create. And all the Jews do is sit back and watch.
That's it.
And all the other races do is sit back and watch.
You're very accurate. But my question to you is, even though we say people need to stop supplying them, stop feeding into them, you still have a collective of people that are supplying and that are feeding into them. And they enjoy this type of music. They want to support these type of people, and they're still getting looked at. So how do you change that? How do you interject and continue to promote better quality in women versus Sexy Red or Mia Munch? What's her name? Lil Mookie. What's her name?
I Spice. I don't. That's not my focus. My focus is to make sure that I do my part, and so that's on a broader level. That's on a broad, like a broadcasting level. So that's never going to be the case because we know those are mostly owned by Jewish people, and Jewish people are one of the most racist people that we have out here. That's number one, and number two, they've never been in the business of uplifting Blacks. And so,
They
yeah,
been saying that
Sexy
since
Red is
day
an
one.
industry plant. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna keep and because they like to make us look bad.
yeah.
Like who
They've
said
been
that?
trying to do that for a while, and they
Absolutely.
Yeah,
finally found somebody that was crazy
gonorrhea,
enough. Yeah, good
bloody,
enough.
bloody coochie.
Ugh.
Right.
Um, I
I'm
Just
just
mean,
seeing
who's
all
gonna
kind
put
of
that on their list?
that type of stuff just makes me itch
It
all
don't
over
make
my
me feel
body.
right. It don't sit well. I would never put that
no,
shit on my
because
mouth.
it's our young people who are the ones riding around in their
Affected
car.
by this. They are affected by this completely because
Absolutely.
their mind is tainted, their reality is tainted, everything is manipulated, and they're really feeling
Yep.
like they want to be these people.
They
It's
getting
crazy.
programmed. They getting
Yeah.
And they'll
programmed.
say, "Oh, well, you can't really judge us because y'all had Trina and y'all had Lil Kim and
And
y'all had
Kaya,
Gangsta
right.
Boo and y'all had. First of all, they can't say nothing about we had Kaya because Kaya is the truth of
Baby,
Miss
Kaya said she
and
ain't even a part of
Yes,
that. Kaya
and
can't.
Kaya, girl, that's my boo
Kaya,
boo. Don't say I'm
Kaya came to her own defense. She said, "I don't need nobody to come to my defense. You ain't never seen me. You ain't never seen
sucking
my
on a
body. You ain't
man's
never
toe,
seen me going down on no dude. You ain't never seen no
no.
video with me. You ain't never
eating
seen
his
me out there selling
behind.
Kaya
nothing."
songs have always been about women using their common sense. You put your
That's it.
trust in the nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wake
Right.
up, wake up. That's what her
That's
songs
it.
be about. Her song
About
would be
game,
anytime
teach
I
you
know.
about game.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically what she do. She teach you the street game, teach you the game on these men, and teach you, look, you need to stand up for yourself, show some respect for yourself. And despite what they say about Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, a lot of their stuff, other than her provocative dress, she
Right.
wasn't saying all that stuff just that bad. Shorty, let me go get a bag of the lethal. I'll be undressed in a bra, see through. It's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with that. And to
Right.
wear a little lingerie. Vanity wore lingerie in the 80s. Men wore
That's it.
lingerie in the 70s. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, let's be real. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's just out of hand now when you can get on
Right.
stage Ice Spice with no panties on under an outfit and you can see the ring that's in her coochie, the
Mm.
piercing in her coochie because she don't have no underwears on.
Crazy.
That's
That's
Who's
too
the
much.
stylist? And why the fuck
but that's what they
why is your stylist allowing this?
And who
Look,
keep making these
they
shirts?
just putting the clothes on them. They don't get to make a decision about what they wear. At
And
the
that's
end of
my
the day,
point.
the artist is gonna tell you, well, I know I don't want to wear that because you can be done picked out something. Y'all can have a whole discussion, and by the time you get ready to go to the show, you done change your complete entire mind.
Yeah,
And we
one
know
pro.
that's what they promote all the time is sex.
Yes.
If
So
you
we
getting
already
up
know that.
there, it's too many common sense women that's really delivering a message out here with their clothes
But
on
they are
that's
yep,
being
they're not
suppressed
going to
on
be pushed like
platforms.
the ones that out here doing the thought and
No,
hood rat stuff.
Please keep on
primarily one of my most favorite underground artists, J Jig, and she very real, very real. I'm gonna have to put a clip on her for my move for the next week so y'all can get. But she got some really fire music,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
talks about a lot of stuff. Like it's you know, and so
Oh, so
Queen
they
Queen
gave
Denise
Denise
her a
had to
said,
say,
rosary
well,
after the concert.
because you could tell she was uncomfortable. She kept pulling her
Yes,
dress down, but child, it wasn't working. No,
yeah,
the
I
her
did see
was
that video. I did
deliberately
see that
made too
clip.
short.
Yeah,
it
I
was
seen
way
that
too
clip of
short.
what she's talking about. And my thing is, if your whole ass is out before you even get on stage, what make you think you're gonna get on stage and it's not gonna be out now?
That's
Everything's
what I'm
gonna be
Out
saying.
out.
before, if it's even out before you step on stage.
It,
Girl,
it, it could be so here's the thing you have to think
you
about.
have to
There's a
cross
lot
the
of
line
a
somewhere.
lot
The
of
math
moving
not
hands, a lot of
mathing.
moving parts, and the stylist could put out one thing, and then the record label gonna come back there and say, "Well, no, we want her in this," and then
I don't know. It's a lot of
it's a
semantics.
whole it'll
It's a
it'll
lot
it'll,
of
it'll take the
semantics with
whole
that,
show.
and I don't
It'll
like it.
take the whole
I
show
don't
with
like it
you, Jalen.
because you have, like you
Thank you,
said, it's
Jalen.
other women out here that are promoting other messages with their clothes on. You know, they're doing
Right.
their thing in a different way. It's always not. It's not what you do; it's how you do it.
That's it. That's what
Hoeing
it
used
is.
to be something that was a secret. It was something that we know it happened, but
Right.
only in brothels. And when you mess with somebody's husband, they may have known that's what you was doing. Everybody in the neighborhood may have known that's what you were about, and they definitely knew you was hoeing. But you know, you were ashamed,
You
and
were
you
ashamed.
kept it to yourself, and you never talked about what you did with somebody else's husband because you knew everybody else was gonna look at you some type of way. Now it's great.
Mariah Lynn writing songs about once upon a time not long ago. She was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
They out here telling the secrets, honey, child.
The
So
movement is in full effect.
Well,
So the
Jalen,
next
we
one-
appreciate you. Thank you.
right,
for
we
the
do appreciate
love.
you, Jalen. Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
much
I really appreciate it. So the next one is talking about a mom was given a PSA for chicks attempting to use her son for free food on the first date. I'm sure y'all saw this one on social media. And if you didn't,
first dates are killing me, y'all.
girl, these first dates, like, bruh.
I already knew it was one of us with this ignorance.
Had to be.
Shouldn't be coming to him to be your daddy. That's not his role. It's a first date. I want y'all to bring that down to level 3. Y'all way on 10 with this foolishness and want to embarrass somebody. My second question is, have you ever been anywhere? Where do you take yourself? Let me see your checkbook registry. Let me log into your bank account and see what you feed yourself on a regular basis. Where do you take yourself for lunch or dinner? That's the next question I want you to answer. And then the third thing about this, come on back over here because I need you to understand what time it is.
You need to get in the camera.
A real lady is gonna be there for the purpose of what it's for. She's not looking for food because she's hungry that she can't afford, so she can take it to go and get a doggy bag. I'm gonna wrap this up to go. Why? You ain't gonna have food tomorrow? That's a poverty mindset. So a first date, again, is to get to know the person, hang out, have fun. Y'all should be laughing and talking. It don't need to be a steakhouse. We don't even know if you worth a steak. You might just be worth a piece of bread. So ladies, young ladies, grow up. Get some maturity about yourself. Y'all buying titties, lashes, booties, and everything else. And you want somebody else to feed you. Save your money, stop buying your body, and put it to the side so you can have some food. That's not a man's responsibility. Now, once you dating a man, and once he gets to know you, and y'all vibing, and he want to take you to a nice restaurant, guess what that means? You well deserving of that. He think enough about you to make a reservation. But some of you don't have reservations about your mouth. You talk bad, you disrespectful, you ghetto, you trifling, you don't have an income that substantiates what you want this man to do. You don't reserve being lazy. You full out lazy. You have no reservations on that. But you want the men to make a reservation for a restaurant, but you don't reserve what's between your legs. You passing it out like candy. You rated E for everybody.
Oh my God! All right.
You rated E for everybody.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a whole lot.
It's a lot going on in that video, but I don't know, because mama got a point. You willing to hot potato, you pass around the coochie like it's a hot potato, you know that, you know.
What business is it of hers? What they doing?
It's no. That's why I said. Because
the problem right here. She the problem, and it's women like her that's the problem. Did you raise a man or not?
Yeah, because he should be able to stand up for himself. And if he can spot out a hole, and if he know if it look like a hole, it sound like a hole, it's a hole. And he should know that.
That's the point.
If you've given him the tools, if you've given him the tools that he needs, then he's well capable of saying, "Oh, my baby girl, I'm not finna take you to lunch every day for free, baby girl. I'm not taking you to stay." If that's what he chooses not to do, then that's his decision. But if he want to be a trick, let him be a trick, babe.
This right here. This right here is great, T. I'm so glad that you played this clip because the topic of my segment for today is going to really address this full out, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this scene up for you in one bud. So I'm just going to hold off on what I have to say until later. Because this right here, a woman like this is the problem. And I'm so sick and tired of women with this right here, this mindset. And this is why our Black men are not Black men. This is why they're not responsible. This is why they disrespect women. This is why they want women to have lower expectations because of women like her who like to get on social media, uncouth. You don't even have your hair combed. You look like you haven't even brushed your teeth. And you up on here on a live trying to defend your look like 24, 25-year-old child and how he spends the money that he works for, which is none of your business. Okay, and so let me just say, because see, I don't like that. I don't like that because I'm a mother of boys myself.
Right.
The boys myself.
Yes, she is the problem because she could have made her point without tearing down Black women, and I definitely agree with that. And both you and Divine, that's absolutely correct. Like, you didn't have to go on live to give him the lesson. You could have had that conversation in private.
Because my thing is this, while you sit here doing all this, guess what your son gonna do? He gonna go with the one he want to go with anyway, whether it costs him a Ruth Chris steak or an IHOP steak. If that's the one he want, that's the one he gonna go pay for. And that's what women have to learn. Please stay out of your son's business. Please learn to be comfortable in the fact that you actually raised a man that can think for himself. You don't think
about it. If you think about when we were younger, even as females, the more your mom and dad told you not to go towards that person, you went towards that person even more.
Yes,
because they had an opinion about it, then you start sneaking and seeing that person because you knew that your parents disapproved of the person. Because those are lessons that you had to learn on your own. And people can tell you all day not to deal with somebody, but until that person shows you what you need to see, then you're going to keep dealing with them.
That's right. And that goes for any kind of relationship, romantic, friend, professional.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I
knew I had to bring this one in.
So I feel like people do this type of thing right here because of what's going on in the world right now. You got women that are looking to be malicious to innocent men like that, right? And you have women that prey on guys like that. You do.
Absolutely.
And so we don't know what kind of guy he is. We're making assumptions now. We don't know what type of person he is.
We don't know. No, I don't know. You're absolutely correct. But I'm just saying it's different type of people in this world.
Yeah, it's different type of men, it's different type of women, but what we don't want is for women like her, the mother. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that I feel like this is why people do certain things.
Mm-hmm. And it's true.
Well, that's absolutely true. You got some snakes in the grass for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And you got some low down women, and they know how to spot a weak man without a telescope.
Absolutely. And they can smell them a mile away.
That's it. They got built-in telescopes for weakness.
That's him right there.
And they've been groomed to manipulate. They've been groomed that way. You know, their mothers have groomed them to manipulate men to get what they want because their mothers have lied on their backs to get what they need in life. And they've passed that trick down from generation to generation of whorish woman. So you do have that collective of women also. And then you have women like us three who get out there and go to work and make it happen. And we look for quality men. And so this right here is a man that would never get a phone call back because you can't even stand up on your own spine and talk to yourself. You sitting here delivering your message to me through your ratchet ass mama.
Exactly.
Wait. Queen Danae said we have to stop participating in this gender war in the Black community. There's bad apples everywhere, but we should put more attention on loving each other.
Get to the next piece of tea, because Queen Danae, you about to wrap my segment up before I even get started. Come on, Queen, come on in here with a quick word, okay? I might need to go get my tambourine on that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, so the next topic is Tamar and her tour manager.
Girl,
Talking about
why y'all want to talk about Krishan so much?
Trying to send me the glory, girl. I don't even know Krishan.
trying to see the glory.
The baby the girl done logged all the way off of social media, child.
Because she's ruining her career on her own. She over here distressed. She depressed. She's by herself. She feels like a damn fool. This man had been parading up and down the streets with you all this time just to get $1 off of you, which was the initial investment in the first place when you got on his show. He got everything he needed out of you to make himself a little bit more relevant and went right back to his baby mama. And I told my friend, I think she might have been part of the plot the whole time. And now he's back with her.
Krishan.
Now
the baby mama or Krishan?
No, I feel like Jaden was in on all of that.
Yeah, I think she was too.
The baby mama.
I think she knew. Yeah, I think she knew about what was going on. Him and her was probably discussing it. Krishan was probably the only one not aware of what was actually happening. And so now, baby, he done went back home to Jaden. They've been doing their thing. He done got her a little distribution deal for her song. Krishan and Mabu did a song. They got streams. They got a lot of streams. She's doing successful with that song she did with Mabu, but they're not even following nobody no more. One thing she gonna have to realize is you're ruining important relationships, and not only are you ruining important relationships, you're doing it in the public eye. You're making it to where there's not gonna be a table for you to go sit down at. And then Jessica Hilarious was trying to reach out to her because they both from Be More, and she understand where she coming from. She understand it in terms of pain and the poverty of the area that they both come from. So she wanted to have a sit down with her to try to get her to certain realizations. And she said right now she understands. Yeah, that's basically, and she was saying, but she was that person in the beginning of her career. And she said it took a lot to go on for her to humble herself.
Exactly.
And you're going to have to be humble, girl. And the sad part now, you got a baby. You are in and I feel bad. I thought she would have been smarter because everybody know your name. You have an opportunity. You're beautiful. You can get movies
to promote your brand.
You are popular enough to go sit down at a record label and actually get you a profitable deal.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so the type of person I believe Krishan is, I think that fame got to her too fast. I think, she had the baby and we thought, it was going to help her change and be a better person and leave Blueface.
It doesn't always happen.
That fame, that baby.
Never her objective.
Never. It's never been an objective. Babies don't always change people. People can have babies and get up and be the same person they was before they had the baby.
Absolutely. But as far as making smarter decisions, that's what I mean.
We thought it, Zoe.
Yeah, we thought it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what she's
man, you talking about that. We said, she seemed like she doing better. She had that baby to Spike Blue.
Like 5 seconds.
You had that baby to Spike Blue, and he went right back around and still went back to his baby mama. And you changed that baby's name. We don't know what the name is now. You did all that for nothing because he didn't come back home to you then. I mean, the list of things just goes on.
Right. And I believe that fame got to her really fast. And she didn't know how to balance that out. And her real life is unfolding and she making dumb decisions.
I think mixing the business with the pleasure was the problem. Out of all the girls that partook in that show like that, they took a part in that little show they did. None of them really got involved with Blue like that. If they did, it wasn't to a point where they were foolish enough to think he actually cared about them.
Right.
That's it. But see,
but he showed that
the youngest.
Though. He showed that to her. And so, like you said, they initially started out as on a business level.
Right.
And y'all did extra stuff.
He cheated on Jade and Alexis while she was at the baby shower. While she was at the baby shower, he wasn't there running late. She leaves the baby shower and catches him and Krishan in the bed, and that's the day her tooth got knocked out because they was all in a brawl.
Statue.
Yeah, they was all in a brawl, and her tooth ended up getting knocked out some type of way. But my thing, like I say, mixing that business with pleasure. You should have just been a little more level-headed, and this is something you've wanted, and God has allowed you to prevail in what you've asked, and you are just making a damn fool out of yourself. And he giveth and he will taketh away, and it's slowly dwindling away.
Yep.
I think the house that Fashion Nova came and filled her closet, I don't even think she have that house no more. They were saying she lost her house. She said her credit was bad, and she had to put $160 something thousand down, and she was paying like 20 something thousand monthly or something like that for a
house
year.
that she just got.
Yeah, for a year. She was on one of those buyer programs where you can buy the house from the people like that. For a year, and you rent to own type of thing. And I think she done defaulted some type of way on that, they were saying. So she's getting ready to be out of the house if she not already.
That's crazy. She just got that house.
She just got in it. And the people was
financial decision that you make too.
Yeah, they put memes up there talking about the same way Fashion Nova just stock that closet. They can hopefully they didn't take the boxes.
The internet is not kind.
They have a lot of hatred in their hearts.
Yes, petty on the internet, girl.
Well, so this one was in reference to Tamar. So we know Tamar. Well, if you don't know, Tamar was on tour, and she invited Chrisean to do some twerking, in reference to her tour. And Chrisean showed up intoxicated, and late. And wasn't when you're intoxicated, you're inebriated, your whole disposition is off, and so you have missing pieces. We know people wake up and don't remember what they did the night before. So Chrisean was supposed to go out there and twerk, and then when Chrisean saw Tamar had already finished the show, and she kept saying, "Well, what was Chrisean? Chrisean didn't come out there and do the twerking." So the tour manager decides, the tour manager was like, "Well, we didn't see Chrisean. She was never on the side of the stage. We looked for her. We sent somebody to look for her. She never came on to the side of the stage to do the twerking." And at this time, they're celebrating, and then it goes from celebrating to a whole debacle.
Well, Tamar came out and said she didn't even invite her on the tour.
But she's a liar, and the truth ain't in her, because the live that she did, the live that Chrisean was on, Tamar, biggest day, words going across, talking about, I thought you were supposed to be getting dressed. She's talking to Chrisean.
That's what I'm saying, girl. It's too much, girl. Then she got caught in the lie and tried to go on her Instagram story and talking about if I speak out, I'm wrong, and if I don't speak out, I'm wrong. I can't win or something. The victim mindset, they got to throw that around once they get caught in the lie.
Yeah, exactly. You're a liar, and
because your words is already out there, baby. And somebody done screen capture somebody
every time.
Somebody to look back in the day. Somebody to print screen your whole situation.
Exactly. It ain't
safe.
You can't.
It's never safe in them internet streets. Just keep it off of there.
That's the part. Them internet streets ain't gonna let you live, baby. The minute you say something wrong, or you make a wrong turn, or you do your attitude or whatever you do wrong, they already captured it the minute you decide to go in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
I just wish her the best. I really hope she just turns herself around with her whole situation.
Absolutely, yeah,
absolutely.
She's young.
I'm ruining relationships.
I'm a big Chrisean fan, but I don't like the stupid.
Oh, we know, Zoe. We know.
I don't like how things play out for her. I really don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want her to make better decisions.
Want her to win.
Yeah, I do. I really want her to win, because you can see that she's a good person. When you listen to her interviews and when she talks and she speak about God, when she's not like up on her blue face, and even before
she's not and intoxicated and high off coke, she's a good person. But when she starts with the coke and the drinks,
that's the problem.
She turns into a different person.
Yeah, she definitely turned into a different person. So I just want her to win. I really do.
Yeah,
spiritual and substance abuse rehab.
Right. Okay, and so can we go back to the video? Did you have a video, T baby?
Of which one?
Of because what I saw on social media,
I don't have the video of Chrisean. I just have the tour manager trying to explain I could
I
never
gotta
find a video with
girl.
Krishan. It was
Okay, because
so
I
many
seen a video
videos.
of Krishan on the stage with Tamar, and she was like
Mm,
bent over, but Tamar was like standing there looking around, like,
I saw that.
yeah, like what's going on? And then you sitting here saying that they wanted her to come twerk. So y'all knew she was coming, and they really try to make it seem like she wasn't invited to the
But
show.
girl, the thing
right.
is, did you come at the time allotted for you to come, or did you come at an inopportune moment
That
That
part.
when
that's
it did
and
not fit the
that's
narrative
the
of
innuendo
wherever she
part.
was in her performance?
And
Right.
I'm starting to think that you were not on time, baby girl.
Well,
They
that's what they
said she
said.
was late.
She was late because she was already intoxicated. Once she
Oh
got
yeah.
there, you know, when you're intoxicated, your staff is trying to your staff is trying to get you to where you're supposed to be, and you up there, you know, you doing all this other stuff, and they just trying to get you there because you delayed because you're not even
Right.
in the right state of mind. So
Yeah, I
once they
just
get
hope.
you there, then they like, okay, well, she late, but she here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I really hope she work on her mental health.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Absolutely,
we
that's
don't see
important.
things. Sometimes we don't see things before they happen. We just deal with it
Yeah,
as it
especially
comes.
in an inebriated space, you're never gonna see because you're not. Well, they say a drunk man never lie.
a drunk mouth speaks a sober mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You better
So
Yes.
listen to him.
a lot of that part. So the next one I have is very. It was very disturbing. And Jade, and I think I want to. It's either I can't remember who, but either Divine or Zoe sent it to me. But Jade sent it to me, and it was talking about um sex trafficking.
Yeah, I sent that to you in
Okay,
Houston.
so
In
Zoe. I can
Houston.
remember. I know Jade sent it to me, but it's talking about sex trafficking, and it's just um. I actually remember we talked about this last year when the Uber drivers
Or
were
kidnapping people,
were kidnapping women
taking them on a different route or something like
different
that.
route than what they were supposed to go to, and then of course they was putting stuff on women's cars that would knock
Mm-hmm.
them out if they touched and things of that
Fentanyl,
nature.
Hmm.
So this
napkin.
is
Yeah,
like children's sex trafficking. So
yeah.
I want to share this one. And they say it's on the rise in
It's
Houston.
on the rise. It's not even just Houston and it's African American numbers is more astounding. You have thousands of young black children missing right now from Chicago,
That's
South
it.
Carolina,
Cleveland.
Jersey, Flint, Michigan area. They're missing and they
That's
have not
it.
been found.
That's very
Male
true.
and female.
Yeah, male and female. I just seen a movie on Lifetime about kids being sex trafficked in Cleveland.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There's a documentary about it. It's a true story that we watched about an FBI agent who had to
Right.
go way to Colombia to get the cooperation of the Colombian government because
Oh
the
yeah, I
US
remember that.
would not assist him.
Wow.
And he went and found brother and sister and over 70 something other children that had been trafficked from Mexico through other parts of Central and South America
Right. Yeah.
and the US. It was horrible.
It's so I've actually seen it where they did. I've watched I forgot what the name of the movie was. It was called Traffic. And it was
Mhm. I
women
think I know
they were
what movie you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's
Robin
good.
Thicke's ex-wife was in there with
Paula
Paula
Patton.
Patton. Paula Patton.
Paula Patton.
Paula Patton. Mm-hmm.
That's my
Paula
girl.
Patton. And I think what's the guy name? With the big eyes. Oh.
Not with the big eyes. From
I was
Get
gonna say, oh, that's too broad of a
Lady
description.
loving basketball.
from Get Out.
Loving
Omar
basketball.
Epps.
Oh,
Omar Epps.
Yeah, Omar Epps
mhm.
and Paula Patton played in this movie. And it might have been him because he always get him confused with this other actor. They almost look like twins. Um, but they played in the movie Traffic, and it talked about women being trafficked, and they would go to rest stops and pick up the women,
Hmm.
and they use that as a segue to get to other to the actual place where they were housing the women in like this cave like atmosphere. And so this what she's saying is that it's in hole in the wall, basically. They're in the back of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And their children standing on the wall, and the men are drunk and they're going back there and they say, well, which one they pay, and they were like, well, which one do you want? And that's so disheartening and sad, and is we live in a very sick world. So
Very sick.
Yeah.
you
I wish.
always need to keep your eyes on your children, like Zoe's mood
No, yes, ma'am.
mood for the week. Don't fuck, don't fuck with my kids.
Not
And
them.
so
Seven minds. I
Not
examine my
them.
children every day. I know they be wondering, girl, I'm getting old. You'll never be too old. When you can tear a motherfucker down, that's when I'm gonna stop examining your body. But I examine my
that's
children.
it.
I'm gonna make sure ain't nobody touching and tampering. If it's any
That's
pain,
it.
I don't care where
You
the
don't
pain
even
is.
want to send them to
Look
the
at it.
you don't even want to send them to the bathroom by themselves.
I
Like,
don't. I don't
No.
send mine. I
why
don't
do
care who.
because you'll hear little boys say, well, why do I have to still come into the girls'
Because I
restroom?
said go.
But you gonna come in here
Yeah,
until
don't
you
ask
old
me
enough.
why. Go in the bathroom, like you
Exactly.
said.
Exactly. I did that
Mine
for a
don't even
long
ask me.
time with my child. We're gonna go in this bathroom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This resting bitch face is enough.
And
Mm-hmm.
then if
When
he
I
in
say
there
we
too long,
going in,
I'm
we
coming
in.
standing, I'm gonna walk in the if he in there when he got old enough where I would allow him to go, I would go. If he took too long to go to the bathroom, I was
Mhm.
going in the
Coming in
men's
there.
bathroom looking like AJ. What's
Mm-hmm.
happening? You
And
know,
rightfully so.
the
I almost
grass
got
is
into
so
a whole physical altercation at the jump house because I put the door stopper and kept the restroom to the men's open while my child went and peed because there was an older guy in there, and I said I was keeping that door cracked and you can use the stall.
Hmm.
that part.
But what you're not going to do is stand directly on the side of my 8-year-old child while he goes to the bathroom.
That
Yeah,
part.
no, we're
That's
not
it.
even gonna play like that
And
because
matter of
You
fact,
gotta
just
put
come on
yeah,
out of here and let's go to the female restroom and I'll
yeah,
turn around and
yeah,
you can do what you need to do. Because
yeah. You can
I
just
don't
go in the
trust it.
stall. I'll wait for you to come out. Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't trust it. Why are you
Yes.
so adamant about being here alone with my child? And that's what
Yeah,
I
that's
said. I
not
say you weird. I say you trying to be alone in a bathroom with my damn son. I say what where they do that at?
You about to
pedophile.
get knocked
Mhm.
upside your head, sir.
You
That's
about to get
pedophile.
cut, nigga.
Yes,
That
yes.
part.
I'm ass the appetite. Say one more word.
There's a lot going on in the world these days, y'all.
Yeah.
Protect y'all
And it's
kids.
secret.
Keep
You
them
most of
safe.
the time, if it's not brought to the forefront because it's being masked, it's not being talked about, then you won't know if somebody doesn't open their mouth and say something about it. But you
Right.
just have to be truly careful with your children, or even with yourself. Like when you going somewhere, you have to watch your surroundings. As women, um, with children, that's a distract that they your kids can distract you and you don't see what's going on around you, and then there you are. So
And as a victim of sexual violence, one thing that it taught me is that you have to be aware. You have to always be self aware. And a lot of people don't know that I'm a victim of sexual violence, but I am. And the crazy thing is, it took place for years. And at one point, I feel like it was commonplace for it to happen. I didn't know that I was able to give any consent because I was so comfortable with not having the option. And so the crazy thing about that is when you come out of that kind of scenario and you have kids of your own, it creates a sense of I really don't have the word for it, but it's cases where when I go places with my kids, I don't ever, even if I'm alone though, I don't ever go to places where anybody can get behind me out of fear
mhm,
that they may try to stifle me and
Mm.
right.
take me away.
Yeah.
I don't ever walk to my car in the dark without having mace, something sharp,
That's
Yeah.
it.
something in my hand. I don't ever
Or
pop the
using your
locks on
keys
my
as a
doors.
weapon. Using your keys as a weapon.
No, I need something that you're not going to get close enough to me because you're a man. You can overpower me with those
Right.
keys. I need something
Right.
that's going
I
to
need
keep off
something
of
better. I
Right.
need something stronger, sharp, something that's gonna draw some blood.
Queen
Yeah, I need
Janae, so
something
you are
that's
a
going to get
survivor.
you as far away from me so
That's
that I
it.
can get into my vehicle. And so things like mace, something sharp that can cut you, that I can run. Another thing I learned is I don't, people will walk and they will unlock their doors and pop it automatically because they have that quick unlock. No, don't do that because somebody can be waiting underneath your vehicle. They can slide in. When you pop that door, that gives them access and they don't have to open the door in full. All
Right.
they need to do is just pull it ajar just a little bit and they can position themselves in such a way that as soon as you sit down, they're immediately in the vehicle with you. So I
That's
don't
it.
ever pop my locks like that. When I get in my vehicle, I used to have an SUV. When I would get out of my SUV, I took the covering off the back part of my SUV and I laid it in the back seat because I didn't want anybody to go into the back portion of my vehicle and be able to hide under that hidden space where I didn't know
That's
they was
it.
in my
Yep.
car. So I have a very, very protective mindset and I'm very aware of my surroundings. I know if somebody's following me, I always check
That's
my
it.
rearview mirrors when I'm driving. If somebody's been following me too long, I will pull over to the side and let them pass. And if I see them come behind me again, I know something is up. So like
That's
a lot
it.
of people
That's
don't
important.
know that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're right. A lot of
I'm
people don't
I'm
know
the
how
same
to
way.
observe their surroundings. They don't know
That's
how to pay attention to their peripherals or if somebody is following them
they
or
too busy
telling
and
them.
that's why they tell
They
you
in
not
their
to go to
phone.
your not to, yeah,
They
in
on
your
their phone.
phone. I already have your keys out in your hands. Don't be putting your wallet, don't be trying to put digging in your purse.
I don't ever take a purse to the store with me. I put my debit card in my brassiere and I
Brazil.
put my
You know
driver's
you old
license
school. You
in
said
my
Brazil.
brassiere. I
You
put
know
it
you
in there.
old school because you said Brazil.
Yeah, I have my keys and always keep a clip. And I don't know if you noticed that about me too, but every
Yeah,
keychain that I ever owned has a clip because I will clip that to my bra strap here and I will tuck it in. I want my hands free. If
that's
I
it.
need to get it going, I need to get it going. I need my hands. So I make
That's
sure I
it.
never am in a situation where I'm distracted and I'm packing all these bags. No, before I pack bags, I will get a basket. Why? Because I could push that basket out of my way to defend myself and I can run.
That's it.
Yep.
I can get
That's
to
it.
going. I
Yep.
don't
That's
wear
it.
yeah. And if it's nighttime, I'm not wearing no slides. I need my sneakers
Need
on.
some. You
Yeah.
need grip. You
You
I
need
don't
know,
grip.
need
you
no
have a
short
lot
dress.
of
Yeah,
you have a lot of survival
Yeah,
instinct.
I'm a
exactly. As Queen
survivalist.
Danae said, you are a
Mhm.
survivor of sexual violence. Thank you for speaking out. There are more of us than people know, and that's absolutely
Absolutely.
true.
Mhm.
That's something that definitely needs to be shared with young women,
Absolutely.
because nowadays I notice because I'm like you, I pay attention to
Hmm.
how people be all distracted, and it
Hmm.
makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll
Because
go to
that's
you'll
dangerous.
meet a man on a first date. I've never another thing, and I know we don't have much time left, but if anybody is tuning in, let me just go ahead and put this out here before we start to wrap the show up. Even if you're at a I was victim more than once, and the third time on my own recognizance because I went to a nightclub downtown called the Red Cat Jazz Cafe. I was sitting, I was minding my business, and not minding my drink, but minding my business. And the bartender placed something in my beverage. He had been talking to me all night. He placed something in my beverage. I did not make it to my car by myself. And I still to this day, I don't know who helped me to my car. When I woke up, part of me was in my vehicle and part of me was out of my vehicle. I
Oh,
don't know how I got there. It was a whole nother day. And I say that to say now, when I go to any bar, I don't sit my cup down. If I do, I cover it with a napkin and I put my hand on it and I sit with my drink. I don't ever leave it unattended. And I pick my one bartender. I know who I want to deal with. I don't
That's
take drinks
right.
from random bartenders at the bar. I pick my one bartender and I only get drinks from that one. Why? Because if anything happens to me, I remember you.
yep.
That's it. We've
And
definitely dealt with that.
yeah, you have to. women just, I mean, I wish it was a survivalist course that they taught in school before you reach the level of going out into the world, because a lot of things men do, holding hands on a first date, can get you pulled into a vehicle to the point where your people never see you again, or it can get you restrained.
Right.
So, I mean, going to somebody's house on the first date, you might never see the light of day again. Men have stuff all in their basements ready for you to get there.
Yeah, they got you trapped in the closet now.
And
with
now they're
five or
using
six
women.
other women.
And now they're using women to help them lure you in. And so you just have to really have a survival technique, and you have to think ahead. What if
This
I
sounds like a book that needs to be written.
And so it's
a book.
I have memoirs of my life. I've been through so much in my life. I could probably do a podcast, and the podcast would probably last for 10 years. I've been through much, 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 much that I don't look like I've been through. And sometimes I cannot rest, and my mind cannot rest because of the traumatic things that I've experienced. But I am a survivor of it all, and I will never let it defeat me because I have a purpose. God has shown me that because I'm still here. But I just really hope if anybody is watching this, just take what I said. If you didn't get it all, rewind it back. Some of those proactive things that I have learned, take that. Take a gun safety course. Why? Because not only will it teach you the safety of the gun, it will teach you the parts and pieces of the gun, so that if you're in a situation where somebody has the gun, some men will take them apart to keep you from using it against them, because they know you don't have the knowledge. But if you have the knowledge to know how to put the pieces back together, then you have the ability to protect yourself.
That's it.
But yeah, I'm gonna just get off of that. But yeah.
I knew one thing I know.
They need that kind of course. They
Absolutely.
do. And so some people are not blessed to get that type of knowledge. So for me, as a young female going out into the world, I had my grandmother to tell me about drinks and stuff like that. Don't sit your drink down without a napkin. And that goes for any situation, right? Wherever you go from this point forward, don't ever do that. And so some people are not blessed to get that knowledge. So
I was not. I was I'm a product of no one told me about womanhood. No one was there to do that. No one was there to tell me about the menstrual and how it worked. No one was there to tell me any of the things of coming into womanhood. I learned that by looking at other people and by looking at my peers and by reading books. And it's, like I said, I know a lot. I don't know it all, but God gave me sons for a reason, because I wouldn't know how to raise a daughter.
Right.
I have very masculine tendencies because I stayed around boys. I learned how to protect myself. I had fist fights, and never with girls, always with boys, because I was in the streets. And so, yeah, it's a fortunate thing when you have a female presence to take you into
the things you need to know.
Yeah, to come from where I came from, I'm not gonna brag. It was very fucking hard.
Yeah.
And at times I didn't know I would make it out of that. A lot of times I've had guns put to my head. I've had knives put to my throat. I've been in the front seat with 3 people behind me, not knowing what I was gonna do. And so everybody likes to talk about the streets, and they say stuff about the streets, and it loads, because I'm sitting here like, if you really know what the street have to offer, it would not be as attractive to you.
As you would not be as interested as you think.
It's not an interesting place to want to be.
Absolutely.
So I want to say to you that you're able to share those things. So even though you weren't blessed to have somebody share that with you, now you're able to share that with other people and bless somebody, and give them
Share the
game
knowledge.
before they're
That was
placed in
that's
a
the purpose.
situation. Yeah, that
That's
was
the
the
purpose.
purpose. Mm-hmm.
That's the purpose. And when you think about it, you say, well, when you think about what is my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're able to share what you've survived with
Yes.
someone else who you might not know that they're going through the same thing, and now you're giving them the knowledge and tools to survive what
You
you've
never know
already been
what a
through.
person is dealing with, nor what they're going through. So a person could be dealing with the same situation right before they just talk to you, you know what I mean, or right before they seen this, and that will help them so much in with their future. You know what I mean? So I'm
Absolutely.
very happy that you were able to
Thank you for
overcome
sharing.
those challenges and sharing your story.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I've overcame that, but I just want to share it. I don't want anybody to be mistaken or to be a lot of people tell me you talk a lot about I don't like to talk a lot. But I
Mm-hmm.
could definitely show you. I can show you.
Right.
But even T-Baby has been in settings with me, and she can vouch for a lot of the stuff that I'm saying as far as my behavior when I'm out and about. You will never see me get into a situation where I put my mind to a place where I'm not coherent.
Cognitive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
cognitive
always take weapons with me no matter where I go, no matter what the
every time.
policy is. My weapon will be on my person at all times. It will go in with me. I have figured out ways to get it in with me just from being in the streets. And I have carried that with me because I don't feel protected otherwise. And I look for my friend, I look for T-Baby when we're out and about to protect her. I'm always watching my friend. I'm always, even when we went to our event for the domestic violence, I watched for y'all. It was a lot of men out there that I didn't feel comfortable being around. I didn't know how the environment. So sometimes there's social anxiety that kicks in because I'm like, I know I need to be a cordial person, but at the same time, it kicks in a sense of, am I going to have to protect myself?
Right,
Right.
danger.
Absolutely.
Your antennas of danger go up. And
Absolutely.
so
Mine do too.
at a certain point, what you're saying, I appreciate it so much because at a certain age in my life, I wanted to not just be outside, but I wanted to go out. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that.
Right.
And being young, being pretty, with no kids, body yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything could happen. And when you're not aware of your surroundings, when you're not cognitive of things that are going on around you, anything can happen.
Anything can
And
happen.
being placed in certain situations, Divine, being placed in certain situations will alter your mindset and will make you
That's
be
right.
on guard and make you change your mindset and how you look at certain things, especially when you out and about.
And
That's
I
it.
do.
And that's the one thing. The one thing I can tell you, Zoe, is when me and Divine go out, we already know what time we going, what time we gonna leave, and we are always together. And if we step away from one another, we do a check-in. Where you at? You
Yeah,
good?
you good.
Right. And then when she talked about the bartender, like we literally were at a establishment, and the bartender, you can kind of tell when they be,
Oh,
little shady. Yeah. And so it was some dudes that were trying to buy us a drink, and they were pressing us to drink the drink. And I was like, no, I'm good.
yeah,
No, when you pressuring me to drink a drink that you bought, I'm
no.
good. You don't have to pressure me to drink anything. And not even
Knowing
that
me, I'm gonna
shot.
tip it over and spill it. Oops.
No,
How
I'm
about
not
we
even
left it on the counter? We didn't even touch it.
I don't want it.
Yeah, because it's something that could
Because
be
they
on
was
the
like, you need.
outside
He
of it
kept
or
saying, you need to
anything.
drink your drink. I'm good.
Mm-mm.
I don't need to drink my drink. I'm good.
And the last time when he came over there with that foolishness and he was talking to me, and I said, I want you to get away from me, and I don't want you to talk to me again. And if
Absolutely.
you do, I'm going to have to defend myself from you. I don't want to be bothered.
That's it.
He never came back and talked to us again until the evening altercation at the vehicle, in which I wasn't concerned about that at all because I had my piece with me. I didn't care. I was going to him away
That's a
from my
whole
car.
debacle in
That's a
itself.
whole nother story. But
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. What
yeah,
so we're gonna do our take this tea to go. What's your take this tea to go, ladies? What's the take the tea to go for this week? I'll go. Take this tea to go because we know that we're going to new levels of ascension, and there's many blessings that are coming into our lives. um I was listening to a reading today, and it says sometimes things come back around that we weren't prepared for the first time. So things, when you have deja vu moments, or you remember things that you probably normally wouldn't remember. Things revisit your life on purpose, because the first time it was going to be presented to you, you weren't in the state of mind uh to receive it. So when those blessings that are returning blessings come into your life, make sure that you're prepared, make sure you're in the right headspace, mind space to receive that blessing, because you don't want to miss it a second time.
that's true.
Okay.
I think my take this tea to go is that realize that as Black people, we are not in competition, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. Please stop being in competition. The thing is this: please stop asking, ladies, stop asking men to bring things to the table that you can't bring on your own, and vice versa. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But you have a lot of delusional mindset of people that feel like one should bring everything and the other should bring nothing, and
That's
that's never
right.
going to work. Which we all going to do what's best for us, but let's be logical in that also. Let's use some logic.
That Say that again for the people in the back.
The logic. Take this tea
Patty.
to go. My take this tea to go. I'm going to say trust yourself, and be patient with yourself. A lot of times we move so fast and don't take accountability for what's in front of us. Focus on what's in front of you. I know it's the new year coming, just get
That's
ready for things that you want to release, things that you want to bring into your life. Just get ready, because it's new beginnings. It's time for new things to happen, and you have to trust yourself in order to move forward and grow and be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. Okay, ladies, I'll see y'all what y'all take this tea to go. And for everybody who is watching, going to watch the playback, or going to listen to the playback of today's episode, we know next week is Thanksgiving. Next week is Thanksgiving. Next week is Thanksgiving, and we broadcast on Thanksgiving. We would be broadcasting on Thanksgiving, but we're going to do a pre-record on Thanksgiving, because
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be full of what? Turkey and dressing and yams,
Gotta cook, girl.
and we know tryptophan is in turkey, so we're gonna be out of there.
And so I do have a little surprise for y'all.
So
Um,
yes,
yeah, so I do have a guest for zoology. Her
come
name is
on,
Jade.
zoology, exciting.
Yes, and Jade is gonna come visit us. So we get a little bit of new zoology.
Okay, exciting.
Finally.
Yes, I know.
Exciting.
I know.
So awesome. So thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And those who are going to watch the playback, make sure you subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And well, I guess we'll see each other later, ladies, but not on Thursday. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
Enjoy your
Thanksgiving,
holidays.
guys.
Love on your family. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.